Hi, happy wake and bake. Sorry, it's totally late. I did do this a little bit ago, but I didn't like the way it turned out because I was I don't want to say unprepared, but I was very unprepared. And plus, I wanted to make up here look better. So that's what I did. So now we are here. Make sure you took your pills, right? Take your fucking pills. Then get your keep other people alive juice because people are home today and it's a good day to keep people alive. So that's what we're doing. So pack one of my bowls up here. We're using the one that tastes bad today because all the other ones are packed and I wanted some fresh weed for the morning, so that's what we do. And so, let's do it. So, earlier when I did this the first time, um, it's about Jesus dying, so be prepared for Jesus to die and for me to go unhinged sometimes. So, when the morning came, remember Jesus was arrested last night. So now it's the morning, probably about the same time as us right now, earlier, when I did this the first time. So, all the chief priests and the elders of the people conferred together against Jesus in order to bring about his death. Okay, so they wanted to kill this guy because they were feeling like Jews. Got it. They bound him and led him away and handed him over to Pilate, thus governor. Look, Dave, listen, Disco Dave is the governor. When Judas, his betrayer, saw Jesus was condemned, he repented and brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests and the elders. Disco Dave. Did I introduce you to Disco Dave? That's this guy. He was impaled through the chin to the head for being disco. Because this is a metal house. We don't do disco. No problem. So, when Judas the betrayer saw that Jesus was condemned, he repented and brought back the 30 pieces of silver to the priests and the elders. Listen to what these motherfuckers do. Listen. He said, I have sinned by betraying innocent blood. But they said, what is that to us? What you did it, so it's over. No refunds. So, throwing the money in the church, he left and hung himself. But the chief priest, taking the pieces of silver and pocketing them, I'm sure, said, oh, it is not lawful to give this money to the treasury because it's blood money. So pretty much admitting, like, we paid money, we gave him money for this to happen. Yeah, we got to get rid of it for people find out what we did because it's not like they're going to write a book about it or anything. After conferring together, they used the money to buy, the gold, to buy the potter's field as a place to bury foreigners because Heaven forbid they be mixed with Dosiden. Okay. For this reason, that field has been called Field of Blood to this day. So you're commemorating that you killed Jesus. Like, this is a commemoration. We couldn't take the blood money because we paid it. We cannot have it back. So we're going to go buy this field and commemorate the fact we killed Jesus. Anyway. And the prophecy was fulfilled that had been spoken through Jeremiah. And they took the they took the 30 pieces of silver, the price on one who had been. So they took the money. It was the price of one who had been set to die. And they gave them for the potter's field, as the Lord had commanded me. Yeah, I bet they don't read this part of this book because they're like, this makes our inside sad because our race isn't nothing but traitors. Now, Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" And listen, Dancing Dave. Look at what Jesus says. Look, Disco Dave. He's like, you said it, not me. I'm pretty sure that was you. You said that. I didn't say that. Who said that? But when he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he did not answer. Listen, he didn't answer. He's like, I plead the fifth, drink a fifth. Then Pilate said, "Do you not hear how many accusations they make against you?" Dave, they made a lot of them. But he was like, plead the fifth, drink a fifth. And then, like, Pilate was like, this guy. Right? Now, at the festival, the governor was accustomed to release a prisoner for the crowd. He could have just been like, my dick is sick. I don't want to do this right now. Fuck you. Handle it. Right? But he didn't, because of course not. Romans are thick and rules. Like, they are all about the rules. At that time, they had a notorious prisoner called Jesus Barabbas. That's kind of stupid. It's Jesus 2 versus Jesus 1. So after they had gathered after they had gathered like a bunch of chickens, Pilate said to them, "Buck, buck, buck, buck." That's not what he said. He said, "Who do you want me to release? Jesus 2 or Jesus 1?" And like he knew, right, that this was straight fucked up, right? He was like, and in all actuality, he could have just saved Jesus himself. He could have been like, suck it, and just been like, I'm giving you Barabbas, but I'm taking Jesus. Right? He could have said that. Okay, and especially with Jesus not committing any crime. I don't get it. While he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife was like, no, 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 you can't do this right now. Like, you cannot do this. Like, if you kill that guy, if you kill that guy. And now the chief priests and the elders persuaded for persuaded the crowds to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus killed. Listen, Disco Dave, check it out. Listen, didn't Ray Epps try to do this with the January 6th? These Jews do not change their playbook. It's always the same. The difference between January 6th and this is they tried to do it to educated people. The people in Das Bible were not educated. Remember, they was all poor people who did what the church wanted them to do. And the church is in there like, kill Jesus. He probably broke a rule at some time. Kind of like they're doing to Trump, don't you think? I mean, they can't really do all of this to Trump, but they did it a different way. Not comparing Trump to Jesus. I'm comparing the Jews now to the Jews then. They don't change their playbook. Anyway. And the chief priest got everybody worked up like the Ray Epps, who's really bad at that because people are educated and people are red pilled. You're not going to be able to do what you're doing right now to the people. You can do it to the leftists because they're fucking retarded and they're young kids and shit. And people do nothing but keep CNN on constantly. So retards. No, but the January 6th was a bad call for you guys. That's why you're keeping those people locked up, because you know what you did was a crime. And if it gets out, you're in big trouble. Except for you're not in big trouble because Jews control everything. Because people are afraid to say Jews are the bad guys. But Jews are the bad guys. Okay. While he was sitting on the. Okay, so his wife was like, no. Now, okay, the elders persuaded the uneducated people to have Jesus killed. The governor again said to them, which two of you do you want me to release? And they was like, Barabbas. Pilate could have saved Jesus right now. He could have said, okay, I'll give you this guy. I'm taking this guy. This guy is my servant. But he didn't. So this is just as much on Pilate. I'm sorry. I know everybody's like, Pilate. Dave, everybody's like, Pilate had no choice. Pilate's the motherfucking governor. Okay? He had a choice. Disco Dave, he had a choice. I know. But anyway, Pilate was like, Jesus. And they was like, let him be crucified. And then he asked, why? And they still were getting all worked up by people who were scared. Listen, fuck you. So when Pilate saw that he could do nothing, but rather that a riot was beginning, He took some water and washed his hands. Listen, this is not going to matter, Pilate. Hopefully, you're burning in hell right next to him because Pilate could have saved Jesus. We're going to read more details and books down the line. Pilate could have saved Jesus. And then Pilate thinking the water is going to make him innocent. But, Dave, check it out. Listen. They said, his blood be on us and our children. Jews should feel terrible for the rest of their fucking lives. It's probably why they made up another book, right? Because they're like, no, we don't want to be like, But it's on your head too. Your ancestors killed Jesus. I don't care what book you read. So he released Barabbas for them. After flogging Jesus, for no fucking reason, by the way, I might say, he handed him over to be crucified. Okay. I need to take a break for a second. I need to smoke a cigarette before I read this because, listen, no matter what you believe about Jesus, this is fucking terrible and it is affecting. You know what I mean? Like, even if you think it's not real, this is some terrible shit and I just need to smoke a cigarette real quick. So, if you've got to do those kind of things, pack one of my bowls up here and then go do whatever you got to do. I will be back at the same time as you. All right, are you ready? All right, let's get ready. Okay. Then the soldiers of the governor took Jesus into the governor's headquarters and they gathered the whole cohort around him. Look, they could have helped him escape right now. Oh, Jesus escape. The great escape of Jesus. He could have. He could have let him go right here in his office. But okay. Look, Disco Dave. Look at what they do to him. Look, this is why it's affecting. They played Barbie Girl with Jesus in the office of Das Governor. Right? Okay. So they got Jesus naked and then they put a robe on him and then making a crown out of old rose things. They put it on his head and then they put a reed in his right hand and knelt before him and mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews." I think I said something like last time they bowed to him, but like all the pictures have Jesus in like a diaper thing, underwear, but it says they got him naked. But anyways, they spit on him and took the reed and struck him on the head. For what though? After mocking him, they played Barbie Girl with him again, and then they led him away to crucify him. See, this is terrible. You see why it's affecting. This is terrible. Even if you believe it didn't happen, I mean, which you can, because some people believe they led him escape to Europe. So, That's what they say. I don't know that to be true, but if it is true, I take back all I said about Pilate. But this book says it happened, so one or the other. Even if you don't believe it didn't happen, this is terrible. That's what I was saying. Disco Dave, this. Look at what they do. As they went out, they came a man. They came upon a man from Cyrene named Simon, and they told him to carry Jesus's cross. It says his, but who else are they talking about? And and it doesn't say it doesn't say he was to help Jesus. No, it just says he carried it. But but there could be a different story. We should be taking notes, right? I used my pen to stab through Disco Dave's head for dancing, but I got another one. Okay. Oh, I already took. No, I didn't. Oh. Sorry, I write slow. This is my fucked up hand. So, when they came to a place called Golgotha, which means place of a skull, so there's a skull there, they offered him wine to drink mixed with gall, but when he tasted it, he would not drink it. Because he said, I'm not drinking this again until we're in heaven. Anyway, and when they had crucified him, they divided his clothes among themselves by casting lots. So, does this mean the diaper underwear too? So, there we go, naked Jesus. And when they sat there, no, when they sat down there and kept watch over his head, they put a charge against him, which read, This is Jesus, King of the Jews. Then 2 bandits were crucified with him, one on his right and one on his left. And remember, sheep and lambs, one on the good on the right, bad on the left. Okay. And those who passed by deriding him, shaking their heads, because I guess they wanted to rattle the rocks. Anyway, shut up, Nikki. Disco Dave, I will shut up when I want to, thank you. Okay. Okay. And then they were saying, You who would destroy the temple and build it in 3 days, save yourself if you are the Son of God and come down from your cross. I need the fucking space to nail the next fool on. Look, the Tool, by the way, Tool lyrics. This is Tool lyrics. Anyway, in the same way, the chief priests also, along with the scribes and elders, were mocking him, saying, He saved others and he cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel. See, they admit it right here, too. He is the King of Israel, right? Let him come down from the cross now, and we will believe in him. Yeah, see, that's not the whole point of your religion, you dumb fucks. If you actually read your book, you would know that. That's why God won't give anybody his name except for Moses. But now I know it. And you know it if you watch my reading of the Old Testament. You know what his name is. So, and you're supposed to believe in him because of the good things he does for you. And there's a part in your rules that says if he does God or if he does good, he is from me. And if he does bad, he is not from me. But if you read your book, you would know that, asshole. He trusts in God. God, let God deliver him now if he wants to. For he said, I am God's son. He did not say that. As a matter of fact, he told people not to say that. He never said that. When did he say that? I don't believe he said that. Well, so far in this book, he has not said that. Why would they say he said that? He did not say that. He said, I didn't say that. You said that. Who said that? You said that. I didn't say that. That's what he said. Anyway, the bandits who were crucified with him also taunted him in the same way. From noon on, darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. Oh, Dave, it was dark. Listen, it was dark. And about 3 o'clock, Jesus cried with a loud voice, Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani, right? Which means, my God, why have you forsaken me? In your heart, forsaken me. In your thoughts, forsaken me. System of a Down. Look, some of these metal guys read their Bible, man. Hopefully, they see it for more than hating God. I mean, these people kind of deserved it. Like, these people deserved it. When some of the bystanders heard it, they said, This man is calling for Elijah. When did God become Elijah? When was Elijah God? We need to write this down. Read. I should have read Elijah instead of David, but there were people getting mad at me over David. And turns out I was not wrong. Read Elijah. Okay. Read Elijah. Okay. That's what we read. At once, one of them ran and got a sponge, filled it with sour wine, put it on a stick, and gave it to him to drink. But others said, Wait, let us see whether Elijah will come to save him. When did Elijah become God? These people, man, these people don't make no fucking sense. When did Elijah become God? Listen, listen. I know somebody knows, Miss Lady, Miss Raven Lady, Miss Mossy Boots, Melissa Mouse, even Annie. Listen, somebody tell me what this means. When did Elijah become God? We should read Elijah again, right? We should find out what it says. Because we recently read that. Like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say we recently read it because we've read a bunch of stories since then. So, when did Elijah become God? Somebody. Ah, listen, listen, listen. We will read Elijah. We will read Elijah. And I'm not going to read the story of Jesus again until we read the rest of the Old Testament. Okay? That's what we'll do. We're finishing the story of Jesus. Okay. So they said, "Let Elijah come down." Then Jesus cried again with a loud voice and breathed his last. Okay, okay. We're getting to the meat and the meat on the bones. At that moment, the curtain of the temple was torn in two, from top to bottom. The earth shook and the rocks were split. The tombs also were opened, and many of the bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. Oh, yeah. Tell them. No, I don't know. So listen, Dave, there's zombies. The Bible has everything. After his resurrection, they came out of the tombs and entered the holy city and appeared to many. Now, when the centurion and those with him who were bathing in Jesus' kidney blood, shut up. Now, when the centurion and those with him who were keeping watch over Jesus saw the earthquake and what took place, and they were terrified, and said, "Truly, this man was God's son." Many women were also there, looking from a distance. They had followed Jesus from Galilee and provided for him. Okay, okay, we need to pay attention to what the women are, because we need to find out which book has the same women, because then we can infer which women were actually at the bottom of the cross. Because I'm seeing the Jews use this in the media too. Like, if more than two people say it, it must be true, right? They use that against people. But I don't know if they were even doing that in the Bible days. I don't think. But who knows, right? So, in my way of thinking, we write down all the women who are at the bottom of the cross and then compare notes, which I guess that's what I was trying to say yesterday, trying to figure out which story might be true by lining up the different parts and see which ones are true or which ones are the same, because I'm pretty sure that might be the closest to the truth. Tell me what you think, please, in the comments. Tell me what you think. And then I don't know if you watched farther than 7 minutes. I don't know. I think that's what the thingy said. People watch like 7 minutes or something. I mean, I get it, I guess. Because sometimes it's like, I don't want to watch people. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess I understand. Many women were also there looking on from a distance. They had followed Jesus from Galilee and provided for him. What does that mean? Don't answer. Don't answer. I got my own ideas. But among them were Magdalene, Mary, The mother of James and Joseph. Okay, so I wrote down the name of the prophets. Okay. There's James and John that are brothers. And then there's James and Joe. Mother of James and Joe. Okay, so there's James and John. Oh my god, I'm retarded. Hold on. Okay, there's Peter and Andrew, Thomas, Bart, James and John. Okay, so their mom is Mary, and she was at the bottom of the cross. Okay. And then the mother of sons of thunder. James and John. And then oh my god. James and Jude. It doesn't have a James and John. Oh, yes it does. These are the sons of thunder. I'm is that James and John and Peter and Andrew? Yep, I'm retarded. Okay. No, James and Joe. But there is another James. But his brother is Jude. So they're oh my god. Listen. Listen. Okay. So there was and if James and John is Jesus's brother, it doesn't say that in the beginning. It doesn't say that in the thing. But when they say Mary, mother of Jesus, say I don't know. And then the sons of thunder. So there was Magdalene, uh, somebody called James and Joe's mom, and then the sons of thunder's mom. And when it was evening, a rich man from Arimathea named Joe, who was also a disciple of Jesus. Oh, okay. So they're disciples, not apostles. I am so retarded. I'm retarded. And he went to Pilate and said, get Jesus. And he was like, go ahead. So Joe took the body and wrapped it in clean linen cloth and did it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn in the rock, then rolled a great stone to the door of the tomb and went away. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were sitting there. Okay, the other Mary is James and Joseph's mom, and they were sitting on the other side of the tomb. The next day, that is, after the preparation, the chief priest. So is this like day 2? Okay. After the day of preparation. So this is day 2. And they're like, he's coming tomorrow. So please, please guard the tomb. Make sure. So Pilate's like, you have your own people. Do your own shit, dude. I give no shits about any of that. Do whatever it is that you do. Just go away. You made me kill that innocent guy. Fuck you. Go away. I don't know if Pilate said that, but I would have said that, especially if I didn't save him like I could have. But anyway, thank you for watching. I love you. Disco Dave, say bye. He wishes he could say bye, but I impaled his head with a pen for dancing. Anyway, thank you. I love you and have the greatest rest of the day ever.